It's the Brad and John Show.
Well, John, so far the software is holding up, so we'll just have to see if we can make it through the show, okay? And
right.
We are into the B block, the Bravo block, or the Brad block. And how do we start it, John?
It's number 3. Oh, wait. It's time for Brad's Top 3.
It's time for Brad's Top 3.
John, I think you're practicing getting your pitch just right on because
I do. I'm taking a pitch perfect class. I learned that phrase from Brad Hildebrand.
I think you nailed it that time. And we start off with...
It's number 3.
Have you read this story? Now, first off, I'm going to ask you a question. Why is the St. Louis County Government Center supposedly going to have to shut down in 2028? Do you know this crazy, weird story?
I think it probably has to do with the ghost of Brad Hildebrand.
No, seriously, because
in Clayton. I think what's the story? Is it like, isn't there just not enough room according to the county executive?
No, but the story is that already at Northwest Plaza, they have a satellite office of the St. Louis County government, which I've been in before. It's in the old famous bar store, believe it or not, the basement of the old famous bar store. And now they're talking about moving the entire government center to Northwest Plaza. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw that headline. I didn't click on it, though. And why are they, and so do you know the answer to that? Why are they moving, Brad?
Well, here's the crazy thing. Already, and you probably saw this headline a couple weeks ago, already they've moved the county council meetings. They're not in the county council anymore. They've moved it someplace else. I don't understand the whole thing.
Yeah, I did see that.
Supposedly, the building is like, and I find this interesting, the building is not, there's new regulations or something like that, and come 2028, the building would be in non-conformance. Now, here's my question. Okay, if you live in St. Louis County, and for sure in the unincorporated areas, and a lot of the cities as well, too, I don't know if you know this or not, some of the cities don't have their own building inspectors. They defer to county. And I believe this is like Chesterfield and some of the other ones. So in other words, if you need like a new electrical panel and you live like in Ferguson, you don't call the Ferguson inspector, you call the St. Louis County inspector, okay? They're the ones that set the rules. How is it that the county can't just say, we're the county, we'll do what we want. Right, John? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. But wouldn't there be, imagine somebody gets sick, or imagine there's some sort of malady or some sort of injury, then somebody says, this is all because the county decided to skirt their own rules.
But the problem is, okay, here I go again. You have all these people who talk about, well, in Europe, that kind of thing. Okay, let's take some of the buildings like in England.
How old are they, Brad? Hundreds of years.
Yes, we've got buildings built. The county government center was built like what, in the late 50s, early 60s or something like that?
Yeah, if not later, yeah.
Right, okay, so what the hell is wrong with it? And the crazy thing about it is, if somebody drops the A word, asbestos, if you know the deal with asbestos, I'm not an expert on this, but I have friends of mine in the construction business, the current buzzword in asbestos is encapsulate or leave it alone. In other words, the idea being is if you don't mess with it, it's not a problem.
Do not disturb. Don't go trying to take it out yourself. You know?
Because then it goes in the air and spits out their little, the little brown and crouppen little things that get in your lungs and stuff like that. And then you end up getting mesothelioma, all that kind of stuff. Okay? I don't understand. And drive into Clayton. Drive down along Central and take a look at that building and say, oh my God, that building's ready to fall over. There's nothing wrong with that damn building. But supposedly they're thinking about moving the entire St. Louis County Government Center to Northwest Plaza. The article talked about they're going to sign a 10-year lease and they're going to see if it's going to work or not. And then if they like it there, they're going to build more buildings. Now, I will say one complimentary thing about it. Lots of parking as opposed to Clayton, which is a pain in the you-know-what.
Very tight to park there. Now, what I'd be most concerned with, will St. Anne add a bunch of bike lanes? Because the great thing about parking in Clayton is you give up some parking, but you have those thousands of bikers that you see every day on the streets of Clayton. You want to replicate that in St. Anne.
John, I go to Clayton all the time, and you're referring to one of my little bugaboos right there in Maryland, where they put in the stupid bike lanes where if you park in the middle of the street. Instead of having 2 lanes in each direction, you now have 1 lane in each direction, and it's created traffic jams. I mean, but yet, what do you never see, John? What do you never see in Clayton? What do I never see in Clayton?
And I don't mean the guys on Harleys.
Yeah.
I mean the men without testicles that are wearing spandex and a helmet.
Okay, we ready for number 2?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's time for Brad's number 2. It's time for Brad's number 2.
I got some questions on this one. And first off, I'm not condoning these students. What I think they did was horrible. Have you seen this bizarre story about these students from Wentzville, was it Timberland High School, that put a bomb on the superintendent's or one of the administrator's front porch? Have you seen this story?
Okay, no, I have not seen this. Was it an actual bomb?
Well, see, here's the interesting thing, okay? And once again, we have doorbell camera video from across the street, which shows this. And I shouldn't laugh about this because this could be a real serious thing. But the thing that made me somewhat suspicious is when they actually interviewed let me look it up here real quick. I don't know if he's a principal or he's a superintendent. I got the story right here. Let me pull it up. Anyway, there were actually 2 bombs. One that blew up on the front porch of his house, and the other one blew up on the side of his house. And this didn't happen like at 3 o'clock in the morning. It happened at like 7:30. Okay, let me read you the story. Lake St. Louis, 2 teenagers have been arrested in connection with explosives that were detonated outside the home of a Wentzville School District administrator on Saturday night, according to Lake St. Louis police. A third person of interest is being questioned, and authorities are searching for another possible adult suspect. The incident occurred before 7:30 p.m. in a subdivision off of Highway N, shaking the neighborhood and causing thousands of dollars of damage to the home of Keith Sanders, an assistant principal at Timberland High School. I got to read more. Sanders recounted the chaotic moments following the blast. Quote, I heard a huge explosion and actually saw a flash of light. A second explosion followed shortly thereafter. I ran upstairs. My wife is screaming. I'm looking around for smoke, fire, whatever I could find, and didn't see anything. So then I walked here to the front door and looked out, and this whole entryway was filled with smoke. Upon inspecting his front porch, Sanders discovered a mess left by what he described as a type of fertilizer bomb. The explosion left significant damage. Okay? Quote, there's probably 20 holes in the siding. Some of the siding popped out. The soffit up here warped or fell down. I don't know if it's damaged and it just needs to be popped back in or out. It corroded through the concrete. A second explosion on the side of the house did not appear to cause any damage. Okay, the interesting part of it was I saw the video. This is off the Channel 5 website. And I can't remember if it was Channel 5 that interviewed him or one of the other stations. And I think, this is Brad going on a limb, I think this is a step up from the old days of the bag full of poop that you light on somebody's front.
Yeah, you light it on fire, somebody stomps it out, and then they get dog doo-doo all over their shoes.
Right, because in the interview, he said it smelled like poop. He didn't quite, that's not exact words, but you know what he was saying. So, it's to the point where it's like, this is bizarre. I mean, and they apparently they know who it is. And do I condone this? No, I think this is horrible. But it's to the point where it's like, okay, this sounds like it blew the side of his house off. When you look at the video, it's like, okay, it didn't do that much damage. It didn't do that much damage. And am I condoning it? No. I'm just saying that it just seems to me like the upgraded version of, and if you don't know what we're talking about, John knows what we're talking about. Back in the day, the favorite little joke was if you had somebody you didn't like, you got some dog poop or some human poop and you put it in a bag and you put a little gasoline on the bag and you lit the bag on fire and you rang the doorbell and the people go, oh, look at that, and they'd stomp it up and they'd get poop on their shoes and they'd walk back in their house. Okay, that was the old day. That's what this sounds like, an updated version of that, because I saw the thing on TV and it looked like, I hate to say this, it looked like hog slop. You get what I'm saying, John? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And it's a terrible thing to vandalize somebody's house. Like, it's
right.
And it's especially dumb to do it on camera.
Well, yeah, people across here, yeah. It says upon inspecting his front porch, he discovered a mess left by what he described as a fertilizer bomb. Get what I'm saying, John? Fertilizer bomb?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Brad.
Okay.
You made your point.
Okay, we'll move on with that. Okay, now, the next one, Brad's number 1, is going to essentially plow new ground. Never been done before on the Brad
I
John
can't
Show.
wait, Brad.
Okay, so here we go.
And now, big finish, Brad's number 1.
It is my number 1. It is my number 1, and when the ladies get done singing, because I can't do it until they get done singing, John did not believe me about the songs they're now playing on Westplex 107.1.
That's right. Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feigned surprise. I did compliment you on them, Brad, because it's a wild and wacky idea. And like I praised you yesterday, Brad. Anytime you put in any modicum of effort whatsoever into the stations, I think it's amazing.
Okay, so here is, I won't play the whole thing. Here is 1C. We'll do 1C, 1B, and 1A. You ready for 1C?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Dial it in, feel the vibe. Westplex women come alive. Echoes of the west wind sing. This is your station, this is your thing. Turn it up, let it play. Catch the beat every day. Westplex 107.1 for the dreamers under the sun. Spinning loud, we're never done. Westplex 107.1.
Okay, John, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, surprisingly passable.
Okay.
Surprising. What was the spin it up?
Spin it up, spin it up. Okay,
Oh, spin it up. Okay, Brad, that's a surprisingly listenable song for you.
okay, here's 1B. You ready?
Yeah.
Sound, yeah, The sound rolls in like a radio tide. Westplex nights where the stars collide. Echoes of dreams in the best suburb glow. For the women who dance where the west winds blow. Westplex 107.1. Feel the beat of the setting sun. For the women of the west, we're never done. Westplex 107.1. Coffee shops buzz, neon signs hum.
Okay, that's 1B. Your reaction to that one?
Yeah, it's passable. I would say 1C is the superior song.
Okay, and here's 1A. You ready?
Yeah.
The sound rolls in like a radio tide. Westplex nights where the stars collide. Echoes of dreams in the best suburb glow. The women who dance where the west winds blow. Westplex 107.1. Feel the beat of the setting sun. For the women of the west, we're never done. Westplex 107.1. Coffee shops buzz, neon signs hum, voices rise, stories still to come. A station that knows how we live and run. It's the anthem of the West under every sun. Westplex 107.1. Feel the beat of the setting sun. For the women of the West, we're never done. Westplex 107.1.
Now here, I'm gonna get a go for a minute because here comes the real good part. You ready, John? You ready for this?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Oh, here, wait. Listen carefully.
Turn it up, let it play all night. Every song's a spark, every word's a light. In the Westplex air where the world feels right. The sound of our hearts, the sound of our fight. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Westplex 107.1. Feel the beat of the setting sun. For the women of the West, we're never done. Westplex 107.1. 107.1.
John, what do you think?
That one's surprisingly good. I think 1A is the best of the three, Brad.
So you were going to make fun of me because you thought they were like fertilizer that you'd put on assistant principal's front lawn, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing other than saying Westplex. For example, a woman in Lake St. Louis, if you said, what's a woman of the West? She would say, well, probably someone in Wyoming or Arizona. So there's obviously no geographic reference to this being anything about the St. Louis area Westplex other than you throwing out a Westplex. I would suggest the next time you ask an AI system to spit out random lyrics, maybe you include something that, Brad, you have a great promo on Westplex 1071 with a Shelley sound-alike that actually talks about Darden Prairie, the Westplex, and then it gives the list. If you reference something like from highway full delicious double D's to, well, maybe not use that phrase, but something that references the fact that the station was local. Like no woman can in Wentzville at you used to have that advertiser that can help a 40-year-old woman look 39 and a half. No woman that goes into that salon to get lip injections considers herself a woman of the West, but she would consider her if you made a reference to Wentzville or Lake St. Louis or where you can find the shop in Lake St. Louis. She would appreciate it.
John, just the other day, I was at a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and a woman came up to me and said, I live in Wentzville. I'm a woman of the West.
Yeah, I bet she did. Well, my point is well taken. I know you understand it. You won't take any positive, affirmative actions to remedy that in your next crop of songs, but it would make them better.
No, hold on. How do you know that? I mean, because
Brad, you don't act on advice. Like you're not gonna. It would require a little bit more effort on your part. So you won't say from Highway 70, like you won't make any specific geographic references because it's easier for you to just spit a generic thing in the Suno and say, make me a song. But I don't know, you'll surprise me someday and actually put forth that kind of detailed effort.
John, what you don't understand is that I am at a new level with Suno where this is not just stuff that I just generate. I am like literally going through and writing the lyrics on these. And I'm
like fresh as a pod.
What? But that makes sense because of the fact that it's a podcast. Fresh as a pod.
Yeah, like in the song What Would John Do? You have the chorus and then it says, Jesus Christ is here. Okay. And I will say, Brad, the 1B version, if you slowed it down, you could play it at any generic megachurch. Like you could have a guy with long hair and skinny jeans grab a guitar and it would fit in well during, I don't know, like right after the sermon.
There's this guy. We've talked about it before.
He is hilarious when he makes fun of the church songs, Brad. Deedum Tots.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Right.
you've mentioned it many times on the show.
Okay. I've made it to the C block, John. I think I'm feeling a little bit better.
Brad. Against all odds, the gallbladder has held out.
Right.
What time do you think you're going to keel over? You think it'll be 9:30?
I'd say maybe about 10 or so. Okay, we have to take a break. We'll be right back.